Reverend Pat D.
Do space aliens poop? I'm sure that they do, but it's not nearly as disgusting when humans take a shit because space aliens have a higher level of consciousness. With that in mind, I have been around some people who made me so horny and I couldn't wait till I could have a chance to stick my dick in their ass. But they would start blowing farts and they were smelly and stinky ones. The smell of a fart has such a disgusting and yucky smell, and it causes my penis to turn soft. But a fart doesn't just have a yucky smell, it has a smell that is very evil. But a fart is nothing more than the cry of a lonely trapped turd that needs to come out, and the smell of a turd is very evil. It did not always stink real bad when someone took a shit. Back in the year 1000 BC, people were able to take a shit and it didn't stink. And also, if someone stuck their dick up someone's ass and that they got a piece of fecal matter on their dick, it was considered sexy. Back in those days, people were taught to worship and appreciate the miracle of a bowel movement as a gift from God, because a bowel movement made fertilizer for Mother Earth. It was poo-poo that made it possible for fruits and vegetables to grow for people to eat. After they ate it, it would be pooped out of their asshole. This is what is known as the cycle of life, but some people refer to it as the cycle of turds. And life was so good back in those days, farmers would pay people just to take a shit. Nice work if you can get it. It was not unusual for a wife to have a bowel movement on her husband while they were in the middle of having sex, and he would often say, "Honey, I find the aroma of your stool to be so enchanting, and tomorrow I'm going to take your turds to Farmer McDonald, and he is going to give us some money." Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had some turds for Mother Earth, E-I-E-I-O, with a poop-poop here and a poop-poop there, everywhere a poop-poop. Today, people would consider having a bowel movement on someone while having sex to be gross because people are stuck-up, judgmental assholes. But you have to remember that shit didn't stink in the good old days. Back in the good old days, there was very little crime because there wasn't any poverty. People felt good about themselves. They felt good about each other. And there was peace on earth and goodwill towards men. People even felt good about their own shit. But that did not sit too well with Lucifer. Satan knew that he could take over the world by infecting your stool, and that's exactly what he did. Satan sent his demons all over the world, and they infected every human and animal with germs and bacteria, and as soon as they took a shit, the smell was fucking horrible, and people started to hate themselves and each other because their shit stank so bad. And this is what caused wars to break out and Christianity to be formed. And Christianity is one of Satan's favorite religions because it teaches and indoctrinates people into hating sex and hating themselves and each other. But the most important thing it teaches people that getting fucked in the ass is a sin, because shit comes out of your ass and it stinks off because Satan is a bad motherfucker. There is only one way to take this planet back, and that is to allow the crystal children to have more power, and I happen to be one of the original crystal children, which can also be known as having Asperger's syndrome, but it's the crystal children who are the ones who have imagination. Does this mean that being one of the crystal children mean that your shit won't stink? Unfortunately, their shit stinks for choosing to have the incarnation of this planet of stupidity, of shit, no pun intended. It stinks very bad when a cat takes a shit, but cats are very angry at Satan for causing their shit to stink so bad, which is why they bury their turds when they take a shit, because they are trying to send those turds to hell, to be with the devil. Can you imagine what your life would be if you didn't have your life would be like if you didn't have to take a shit anymore? Imagine there's no more pooping. It's easy if you try. Imagine all the people living without taking a shit. Imagine no more stinky, smelly farts. Imagine getting fucked in the ass without getting poop on your dick. They may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. With that in mind, I have imagination, and I believe that we can have a victory against Satan, and at the very least, poo-poo won't have to stink anymore. Just use the power of your mind.